Hello everyone, this is Flack88. Welcome back to my war room in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Today we're going to continue our series of War College units. Diving into the unit group Land, we are going to continue into the artillery class for this series. First in the rulebook here, first on the list, from left to right, is the field artillery. So a little bit about the field artillery. It can only be, it's only given to Warsaw Pact and China. In 1985, China and Warsaw Pact still relied heavily on non-self-propelled artillery, even as it was modernizing its land forces to include self-propelled artillery. Such field artillery units would have been critical in the initial defense of China from Soviet incursions, using conventional and chemical ordnance. So a couple capabilities of the field artillery, right here on the left, are chemical warfare, first strike, and towed 1-to-1. And I'll go over those here in a second. Some special rules: Warsaw Pact may not purchase. China may only build 2 per turn before land force modernization. China may not purchase, but may upgrade after land force modernization. So let's define chemical warfare, first strike, and towed 1-to-1. Chemical warfare is defined as, when using chemical warfare, this unit rolls double attack dice during the first round of combat only. Any hits scored are applied to enemy land units and air cav only. The first hit rolled in chemical warfare will cause chemical disruption to enemy land units, except those using first strike, because all first strike units are rolled at the same time. Any additional hits are counted as casualties. Stats are: may be placed at any army base, they cost 4, they move 1, attack at 2, and defend at 3. So let's go ahead and do a couple examples here. For our example scenario, let's show a Soviet light infantry wanting to attack a Chinese field artillery. Now, if the Chinese field artillery chose to keep his field artillery in conventional configuration, this defense die would be first strike. But if the Chinese so choose to use chemical warfare, they now get a second die at 3, but the first die to roll a successful 3 or less causes chemical disruption, which is not a hit. It would bring this Soviet attack from a 2 to a 1. So it is important for the player to be aware of his situation and taking the most beneficial attack or defense. For our next example, we are going to go over the concept of towed 1-to-1. So from this territory here, Beijing, the Chinese player will be taking his mechanized infantry, which can pair 1-to-1 with field artillery, to tow from Beijing to southern Manchuria to Dornogavi. So it increases the movement of this field artillery by 1, which is normally 1, to make it 2. 1, 2. This wraps up our explanation of field artillery. Tune in next for anti-aircraft artillery, now renamed to surface-to-air missile. Thanks for watching.